Hey guys, we're back on the Wagoneer project. It's an 86 Grand Wagoneer. We're just wrapping up the installation of the interior. We're now on to the headliner, which is the last part that you really want to install when you do an interior, because it's the most delicate part in your car. You don't want to be loading seats in or putting the carpets in and bump into the headliner and cause a blemish. So we're doing it now with the rest of the interior is complete. So we have these trim tracks that go around the front and the back of the car that hold the headliner and trim it off nicely in place. But this headliner was replaced once before, and the last time it was replaced, they overdrove the screws and put excessive bends in each one of the screw locations so that the track has a sharp bend where it should be more gradual and even throughout the whole piece of metal. It also has some blemishes on it over the years, little scratches and things like that. So we're going to bring these down to bare metal. We're going to hammer them out, make them nice and straight, exactly how they're supposed to fit. And then we're going to prime and paint them, and we're going to show you the process. All right, guys, we ran these tracks through the sandblaster and some places through a wire wheel, bench grinder with a wire wheel on it. We had all the paint off, all the old schmutz and whatever. They were never primed. They were only just painted. We're going to prime them and paint them. So what I believe is that the fact that they were not primed ahead of time was the reason why we had some pitting. This is a part of the car that never gets touched. It's up at the ceiling. You really don't have your hands up there. There's no reason for these to get scratched up. And they were scratched up. So that's not going to happen again with our new finish. The next thing we're going to do is straighten the metal. All right, we're over here at the workbench to get these bends out, and I'll show you an example of where there's a problem. If you look at this one right here, you have an exaggerated bend here. Okay, this was on every screw hole in this whole thing. So on this one, we had done the repair. So you can see how it's sitting very flat and the arc is very consistent throughout the whole piece of metal, and the screw and the escutcheon are the escutcheon will accept the screw, so it has a nice flush finish. And then when it's all finished, it'll look like it was never over bent, where this one has an excessive bend in it. Okay. Now the tools we're going to use is, a block of wood. We have this big iron anvil. We have punches. These punches have flat tops, and they have a small one and a bigger one. And then we also have a wooden dowel that's been ground down with a flat spot. And this is because if you have to pop something out and you don't want to create a mark on the other side of the metal, metal to metal could actually give you a ping on the other side, where the wood will soften the blow and disperse some of the energy. So what we're going to do is we're not going to use the anvil because we're going to create too much marring on the surface of this, and we want this to be nice and finished. So we're not going to use that on this case. We're going to use the wood, just so that it accepts the blow and just straightens the wood out. And we're going to work on the other side of the rib, and we're going to work on this one right here. And you see how there's that slight bend there. We're going to take that out by just nice light taps. This metal is pretty soft, so it doesn't take much. And we're going to just, tap in a spot where we know it's high and it needs to be corrected. And just a couple of quick little snaps like that, you're going to notice how straight that came out, right? And when you look at it, you can find a couple of spots that are a little bit low. I can see a low spot there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my smaller punch and I'm going to go into that spot that was a little bit low. And less is more with this, because you can always hammer it again and it's harder to take it out. So you just hit it once, you take a look, and you can notice already we're talking about something that's really straightened up. You want to try not to put pliers on it, but you can tweak it with your hands. It is soft. It's soft steel, and we're going to work out this whole bow so it's nice and straight, and it looks like it came original from the factory, or possibly even better than that. All right. Well, here you are. This is the nice straightened out bow. We test fit it in the truck, and it fits perfectly right the way we want it to, right up to the ceiling. It's going to crimp the edge of the headliner to make it a nice finished look all the way around the perimeter. Now we're going to prime and paint it, and we'll show you the finished product. Here we have a Wagoneer just wrapping up. And we got the headliner in with those tracks that we just straightened and painted, and they came out just beautiful with the new headliner on the truck, front and back bows. This is what restoration looks like.